In this video, we are going to talk about random variable. So first, random experiment. A random experiment is an experiment that can be repeated numerous times under the same conditions. Its result must be independent of one another. Example ng random experiment ay ang tossing of a coin. When we toss a coin, we can repeat it numerous times, no? Kahit na ilang beses. Under the same conditions, we just toss it. And the result of the first tossing of the coin is independent, meaning it's not affected by the result of the other experiments. Example, when we toss a coin 3 times, the result of tossing a coin the first time is independent of the result of the second tossing of a coin. And the result of tossing a coin the second time is not affected by the results of tossing it the first time, nor on the results of tossing it the third time. Okay, so the result must be independent of one another. So that's a random experiment. Next, outcome. When we say outcome, that's the result of a random experiment. Example, when we toss a coin, a possible outcome is either a head or a tail. We also have what we call sample space. So sample space is the set of possible outcomes, of a random experiment. It's denoted by a capital letter, usually capital letter S. So the sample space of tossing a coin is given by capital letter S equals HT, meaning head, tail. Ito lang yung dalawang possible results or possible outcome when we toss a coin. Random variable. A random variable is a function that associates a numerical value to every outcome of a random experiment. It is denoted by a capital letter, usually X. Pwede ding Y, no? The domain is the sample space. Again, the sample space is the domain, and the range is some set of real numbers. Example, say that X represents the number of heads that appear in tossing a coin. So the possible values of the random variable X are 0 and 1. Bakit? The number of heads in tossing a coin. So when we toss a coin, only once the possible outcome would either be a head or a tail. So kung tail ang result, meaning there is 0 head. When we toss a coin and the result is 1, the result is head, then the value of X is 1. Okay, so 0 if tail ang result kasi 0 head. 1 if the result is head because there's only 1 head. Another example, let X be a random variable that denotes the result of rolling a die. What are the possible values of X? Okay, rolling a die. I believe you have already seen a die. So the sample space of rolling a die is given by capital letter S equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Kung nagtataka kayo kung bakit 1 to 6, kasi diba yung die may 6 faces yan. Diba? Have you seen like yung isang face niya, isang dot. So that's 1. Yung another face would be yung 2 dots. That's 2. Another face would be 3 dots, 3, and so on hanggang 6 dots. Okay? Sometimes yung die naman, nakasulat talaga yung number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's a cube, no? Cube. Thus, the possible values of X are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Another example, a coin is flipped 3 times. Coin is flipped 3 times. Tatlong beses. So if X represents the number of tails of the outcome, what are the possible values of X? Okay, tandaan natin na number of tails. So, first, we have to list the possible outcomes of the experiment. Kasi hindi lang siya isang flipping ng coin, ano? So, remember, we are going to flip the coins 3 times. So this can be done using a table or a tree diagram. So we let H represent the heads and T represent the tails. So on the first flipping of the coin, we have either H or T, head or tail. On the second toss, on the first toss, if we got H, on the second toss, it's either a head or a tail. On the first toss, when we got a tail, on the second toss, it's either a head or a tail. Now, on the third toss, if we got head on the first, head on the second toss, possibility that another head on the third toss, or a T on the third toss, and so on. We call this a tree diagram. Okay. Now let's list all the possible outcomes. Okay. So yung possible outcomes dito on the first toss, either on the first toss say head, tapos on the second toss head again, on the third toss head again. So this is one outcome. H, 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 H. That's one outcome. Another would be H, H, T. Another would be H, T, H, and so on. So if we list all the possible outcomes, it's like this. Okay? So H, 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 T, H, T, H, H, T, 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 H, H, T, H, T, 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 H, and T, T, T. So ilan lahat yan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 possible outcomes. Now, let's count the number of tails. Kasi nga, yung random variable natin represents the number of tails of the outcome. So, in the first outcome, tatlong head, di ba? So, walang tail. So, the number of tails is 0. So, meaning the value of x here is 0. On the second possible outcome, head, head, tail. So, may isang tail. Ayan. So, the value of x here is 1. Next outcome, HTH, so isang tail, so that's 1. HTT, that's 2 tails. Isang tail dito, and then THT, dalawang tail, TTH, dalawang tail, TTT, tatlong tail. Okay? So based on the table, the number of tails can be 0, 1, 2, and 3. Yung iba pa ulit-ulit na lang, no? May tatlong 1. So 1, 2, 3, may tatlong 1. So, isang beses lang yan isulat. Okay, so we are going to remove any duplications. So, the possible values of x are, ano ito? 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so those are the possible values of x.